Coming off of another bye week, kind of an interesting October, just in terms of having 12 days off, playing ULM on a Thursday, and then 16 days off, and then for going to play Arkansas State this weekend. I think that we've had some good time to recover and heal up a little bit. Had a good practice yesterday. I think our kids are pretty fired up on getting back into a regular routine. We got 6 weeks left, 6 straight games of Saturdays, where I think these kids are kind of excited to get back into the rhythm and the routine of a game week and back to just regular preparation. So, but overall it was good for the coaching staff. We got a lot of recruiting in throughout the course of this past week, which this whole month of October has been fun in terms of, trying to build some depth and go out there and get on the recruiting trail a little bit more. But, I think these kids are ready to get out there and play versus Arkansas State, kind of redeem themselves from the ULM game. When you lose and you sit on a bye week, these kids get to think through it all, and it's a good time to look yourself in the mirror and reevaluate yourself. And I think these kids are pretty anxious to get out there versus a good Arkansas State team who you can tell that they're coached extremely well. They've gone through a lot of different injuries, and you can tell that they're prepared in terms of they put their kids in the right situations and have them do things that they're capable of doing. So I think it's going to be a really tough game. It's going to be really our first game outside the state of Texas. So I think these kids are excited to get back out there and run around and try to redeem themselves from our performance versus ULM. Question.
Thank you, Coach. First questions come from Brad Bobo with 95.3 The Ticket. Please go ahead, Brad.
Hey, Coach, just wondering, as you guys as a staff started watching Arkansas State and saw that, at least last week, they went a lot of three-man front, which was a new look for them. That sort of changes anything on your offensive end, the way you want to try to attack that.
Yeah, that's what we're kind of going off of, where, I think they were going off of what I was saying, how they're coached extremely well. I think they've kind of gone through some injuries up front and kind of gone to that, 3 down front with 3 safeties and a robber, and it's pretty innovative stuff. It's very similar to what we do on defense as well, but you can tell that they can working through some injuries, and they're putting their kids in the right positions to have success. So right now it really doesn't change much for what we're doing. We've had a lot of dialogue and discussions on a 4-down plan and a 3-down plan, and just having that bye week, they came out and they did the 3-down versus Troy. So it's been good to have some good dialogue with the offensive staff on how we can attack both of it. So really don't know what they're going to come out in, but we got to be ready to be prepared for any of it.
And just kind of flip it around to their offense, what does kind of having a healthy Marcel Murray add to them when you have the running game now to go with those wideouts?
Exactly. With him coming back last week, and then their center was back last week as well. So I think those guys are starting to get back into the groove of it. They played with more tempo than what they've normally done. I think they just to make it easier on the quarterback and have him not think as much and just have him go out there and execute and play. But you look at those receivers, they're probably the best receiver core that we've faced all year. Very talented. It's kind of pick your poison, when you look at like Kirk Merritt's getting all of the preseason recognition and he's playing at a high level, but then Omar Bayless comes in and he's leading the country in scoring touchdowns. And then you add with the running back and the center back, I think that they're starting to get into a rhythm and a routine and kind of get back into the flow of it. So I think our defense has a very tough challenge ahead of them, especially with how explosive of an offense this is.